Today is Tuesday, May 6, 2014. Sunrise this morning was at 5:37 a.m. The sun will set at 8 p.m. Length of daylight hours today will be 14 hours 22 minutes of visible light, 15 hours 26 minutes. Tomorrow's daylight will persist 2 minutes 25 seconds longer than today. The waxing crescent moon, 6.8 days old with 44% illumination, will rise at 11:53 a.m. and will set at 1:15 a.m. Tuesday. At noon, the moon will pass above Rutland City at 251,967 miles distant from the center of planet Earth. The moon today will appear within the fifth zodiacal designation, Leo, the lion. Born this day with the sun in Taurus, happy birthday French revolutionary Maximilien Robespierre, born 1758, father of psychoanalysis. Sigmund Freud is born on this day in 1856. Actor George Clooney, 53 years old today. On this day in 1527, the Renaissance in Europe comes to an end when Spanish and German imperial troops sack Rome. 1626, Dutch colonist Peter Minuit buys Manhattan Island from Canarsie tribesmen for approximately 60 guilders worth of trade goods. The natives that Minuit convinces to take his deal, however, are from Long Island, and like other Native American tribesmen, have no concept of land ownership any more than one can own air or sea or sky, but they happily take the trade goods. Worth today, approximately $1,000. Now you can't even get a decent apartment for $1,000 a month. 1831, John Deere makes the first steel plow. 1915, Babe Ruth, in his pitching debut with the Boston Red Sox, hits his first home run but loses to the New York Yankees 4-3 in 15 innings. 1937, the German airship Hindenburg explodes in flames at Lakehurst, New Jersey, 36 people killed. 1941, Joseph Stalin becomes premier of the Soviet Union. In music history, on this day in 1977, Led Zeppelin breaks the record which they already held for single-act concert attendance, 76,229 fans in Pontiac, Michigan. In 1965, on this day, at a hotel in Clearwater, Florida, Keith Richards of the Rolling Stones can't sleep because there's a guitar riff running through his head. He messes around with his new Gibson Fuzzbox amp, rolls a tape, falls asleep, and wakes up the next morning to find that he's recorded the riff to I Can't Get No Satisfaction. Under cloudy skies in downtown Rutland this morning, decreasing later today with a high temperature predicted to reach 58 degrees on the Fahrenheit scale, and northwest winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, skies will be mostly clear with winds north-northwest 10 to 15 miles per hour and an overnight low temperature of 34 degrees. Pollen count today is moderate, 9.8 out of 12, and highest temperatures in the contiguous United States on Monday was 107 degrees at Altus, Oklahoma. Lowest temperature was 24 degrees at Mount Washington, New Hampshire, Doe Lake, Michigan, and 6 miles east of Champion, Minnesota. She was bored. She loved. Had capacity to love, for love, to give and accept love. Only she tried twice and failed twice to find somebody not just strong enough to deserve it, earn it, match it, but even brave enough to accept it. William Faulkner. According to one of the widest-ranging scientific surveys ever done of Earth's seafloor, human litter can be found even in the most far-reaching places on the planet. Using video and trawling surveys between 1999 and 2011, scientists analyzed 32 sites in the Atlantic Ocean, Arctic Ocean, and Mediterranean Sea. They found everything from bottles to plastic bags, clothing, fishing nets, even more than 1,200 miles from land and nearly 3 miles below the water's surface, The Guardian reports. PLOS ONE reports plastic was most common at 41% of the garbage found, while 34% was related to fishing, nets, and lines. Also spotted wood, pottery, glass, paper, cardboard. Smithsonian Magazine notes some 14 billion pounds of garbage enters the oceans each year, some of which animals eat, get tangled in, and often die. The abundance of plastic on the seafloor might be a surprise for some as plastic floats, but about 70% of it eventually sinks beneath the surface. This has been today's Weather Minute. I'm Richard Alcott.